I'm Sandhya Bhatt, Secretary of BAF Parihara. I'm stepping in for Arun Kumar, who generally hosts this. Welcome to BAF Parihara, where we strive to create a platform that crowdsources questions and concerns from our members and brings in experts to provide clarity and actionable insights. The session is on the newly launched BBMP e-Khata and e-Aasthi. To answer all your questions, we have today Mr. Munish Moudgil, Special Commissioner Revenue, BBMP. Sir, we sincerely thank you for accepting our invitation to interact with our members. Let me begin by appreciating the outstanding work you have been doing to empower citizens, introducing technology, providing tools, and educating people on how to use them effectively. However, some doubts and questions inevitably remain. We have received queries from 200 members, which we have categorized into 7 buckets. While we hope to address all of them, given the time limit, in case we do miss out any queries, you can refer to the excellent videos and communications put out by Moudgil sir, which we will be sharing in the chat box. So let's begin now. So we'll start with the general process on e-Khata. Sir, if you can just take us through what the e-Khata is and how it differs from the normal Khata.
Should I pick one question and answer?
You can start off. Maybe we can then sort of, if anything
I'll start off. I'll try to be precise.
Yeah, thank you.
What is e-Khata and how does it differ from normal Khata? See, BBMP issues you property ownership record. Okay, for lack of better word, I'm using that. So that property ownership record which BBMP issues is called basically BBMP Khata. Now that Khata is used by the citizen for all ownership purposes, practically speaking, be it selling, registration, mortgage, loan, you name it, or lease, everywhere that is the de facto document for the ownership. So what happens is, what situation was till 1st October 2024, these 22 lakh khatas, out of which 6 lakh are B khatas, 6.5 lakh odd are B khatas, and around 14 odd like 14.5, 15 lakh are A khatas. They existed and even now exist in 5,000, approximately 5,500 manual books or registers maintained in 64 ARO offices. So they were absolutely, imagine a local notebook or a book or a register being written in which your property records are written. Nobody within BBMP other than that one person who was maintaining that book had a control or access to it. Even citizen had no access to it. If your property, something got wrongly written or mischievously some change was done, you would not get to know, short of going to that office and actually physically seeing that record. What you are actually were getting in your hand was an extract of that register's entry, which was called, khata to you. So it was non-transparent and inaccessible to the citizen. At the same time, we did not know if you applied whether the entry is happening correctly, not happening. Oversight itself was missing. The whole purpose, that is what was the traditional BBMP manual khata as we call it. But our whole approach under the directions and the vision of Honorable Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivkumar sir, he specifically has been driving this at the back of whole of this thing, that we want to put the khata or the ownership record in the hands and the control and in the eyes of the citizen. And that is what is e-Khata project. What we did, we picked these registers, 5,522 lakh property entries. We, over last 8 to 9 months, digitized each one of them. And after digitization, from 1st October, we released this digitized list of property ownership record, which we call BBMP Khata. Now we call draft e-Khata on website or BBMP e-Aasthi.karnataka.gov.in. It is released ward-wise. In each ward, we have 10,000 to 15,000, somewhere more also, khatas or properties. See, please understand, when the property records were maintained manually in registers in 64 ARO offices, there was no standard way of assigning the ID or number to the khata. So in one particular ARO office, it could be assigned in a one particular way. In another ARO office, it got assigned in a different way. There is no uniqueness which has been ensured. For example, 1/2/3/4. Somewhere else, it is 1 minus or 1-2-3. What is this 1? What is this 2? Was local decisions taken by the AROs while maintaining the registers. Because of this peculiar situation, while digitizing, while a citizen gets 1/2/3/ as his PID, in our register there is no such number 1/2/3. One could refer to the column 1 entry, the two could refer to column 2 and second entry, etc. So when we digitized it, though we have digitized the registers as they exist, it is practically impossible to search your uh, property using the PID which was issued to you manually. Even in your property tax number, the same random, I'll say unscientific number got written as your PID. So we have enabled that digitization. We have done that because of this peculiar situation of even that ID not being standard and not so easy to pick it and so on. What citizens are required to do is search their property in that ward using their name. They can search using the PID which is in their property tax. So after searching their name property, we are expecting them to give some 4 or 5 numbers. Basically, we want them to give their Aadhaar number so that we seed it. The purpose is tomorrow nobody else should try to touch your property. If you don't have Aadhaar, you have to go to the ARO office and seed some other identity ID number. That is one. Second, you have to give your sale deed or registered deed number based on which you got this property. You just give the number, we pick the document from Kaveri. Third, we tell you to give us your property tax ID. You may be surprised, the property tax system and property tax ID is not connected with our Khata system. The manual register did not contain your property tax ID based on which you have been paying property tax. So we are now asking you to link the two. So you give your property tax ID, we link the Khata with the property tax system. Fourth, we ask you to give your electricity supply number and the photo of the property also we ask you to do. All this is entirely in your hand. What we are saying is that where in case there is a vacant land, then the electricity number is not mandatory. So the whole purpose of e-Khata is once we have put it online, why we are asking these numbers, please understand, since it is put online, one Venkatesh's property, another Venkatesh should not claim as his own. I am Venkatesh, for example, let us say. I go to a particular ward, I search Venkatesh, and any particular Venkatesh whose name matches with me, I should not create e-Khata in my name using my Aadhaar, go and sell it, because of which these checks and balances are required to be done. While we want the citizen to be in control, we don't want any wrong fellow to end up putting his hands on your property. Even at some effort the citizen is required to take, these processes of seeding your sale deed, giving your property tax ID, giving your BESCOM number, these additional documents, if I'll not say the document, additional numbers we are picking so that somebody else does not impersonate you, some other Venkatesh, and try to knock off your property. That's why, that's the main reason we have said after you get your final e-Khata online, when all the numbers and name match, we want one time ARO to confirm that this Venkatesh is a genuine Venkatesh and not somebody else. Otherwise, what will happen? Another Venkatesh with the same name will have the same name in Aadhaar also. If imagine he has a sale deed of some other property, the name in that sale deed will also match. He may have a BESCOM number which will also be in Venkatesh's name. He may have also a property tax ID in Venkatesh's name. Even in such situation, he should not be able to sell off or knock off your property. That is why some check and balance we have done, we are forced to do before the transactions are allowed. This is like broadly the sum total of e-Khata system. I'll come to your second question. Is e-Khata mandatory for resale? I would say the e-Khata is mandatory for any registered transaction now in the sub-registrar offices. So I repeat, e-Khata is now mandatory for any registration, including sale or resale, in sub-registrar offices. The reason is Anytime what has been happening when we don't make it mandatory and we don't launch the e-Khata, somebody can parallelly keep on selling a particular property using e-Khata also, and also selling the same property using non-e-Khata ID. So duplicate sales are possible. So prevent the duplicate sales. We have once we launch e-Khata, the making it mandatory becomes important. We are trying to handle that any citizen who applies. I'll give you the number. Today, 55,000 people have asked and given the information for e-Khata, out of which we have been able to give 50,000 final e-Khatas. That is 90%, more than 90% people have got it. We get around 2,000 applications or information from the citizen every day. So that means approximately we are sitting on average 2 days of applications of citizen. I agree there could be individual people who are waiting for 10, 15, 20 days. There could be individual cases which are stuck for some other specific reasons. But on average, we are able to now have been able to bring the pendency to mere 2 days of the application. In going 10 forward in 10 days, we will bring it down to 1 day on average. But there could always be some specific cases, there could be a delay for that specific issues. I can get into it. Whether any timeline is specified for e-Khata process completion. As I said, our goal is giving you e-Khata once you give the information in 1 day's time. There are certain exceptions. I'll tell you the exception. Let us say I have Munish has purchased the property from Rakesh, but the the BBMP record are still in the name of Rakesh. And what happens now? Munish will apply. He'll have to search the property. He'll search using Munish. He'll not find it. Why? Because he would not perhaps know that the property has never got change of name in BBMP records. So in such case, he has to search, as I say, his seller's name, which is Rakesh. Once he searches his seller's name, he will upload his sale deed, which would have shown Munish got it from Rakesh. He'll upload his Aadhaar. He'll upload his electricity number or the property tax number, whatever. But the name in the BBMP record is Rakesh, so mismatch will happen. So once this mismatch happens, what Munish will himself declare this mismatch is happening because I have purchased this property from Rakesh. So this is called a mutation case or a case of sale purchase. In such a case, we require to trigger a mutation in favor of Munish in the back end, and a 7-day notice is mandatory. So what I mean to say, while the timeline for existing Khata, where the same fellow is trying to get his e-Khata, we like to do it in a day or two. For cases where there is a mutation, either because father's property is now come to the son or a daughter, or a person's property has been purchased by a purchaser, then the mutation process, if the records in BBMP are still in father's name or seller's name, then that process of mutation will take around 7-10 days time. So in that case, the timeline will be around 10 days time. This is broadly the answers to the 3 questions. Should I continue or?
Yeah. So one of the issues which a lot of apartment and even otherwise, I mean, in general, because these data, I'm assuming, are decades old, right? So this must be a mammoth, exercise to digitize this. And the people have really done a wonderful job. But the problem remains is there are pockets where we have this issue of e-Khata, b-Khata. So people with b-Khata are wondering, with this e-Khata exercise, are you regularizing these properties?
Okay. See, I'll answer very clearly. We have digitized almost all the 22 lakh records as it existed in our BBMP books. As I've already mentioned, roughly 6.5 lakh are B Khata, and about 14.5, 15 lakh are A Khata. The nature of your property, whether A Khata or B Khata, does not undergo a change. The E Khata will be issued for B E Khata for the B Khata property. It will be issued for A E Khata for A type of property. So there is no regularization happening. It is as is where is. Both A type of property and B Khata property will get E Khata, but B type of property will get B E Khata, and A fellow will get A E Khata. We are right now not even if somebody got A Khata, there is even if he is not able to upload the supporting document, why he got e-Khata, we will still give him a e-Khata based on the existing record. So there is a column where we ask, please upload the document which support the claim why you got, how you got e-Khata. In that we have given the option, I do not have the supporting documents. Even if you say I do not have the supporting document, we'll still continue and give you e-Khata itself. But if you already have B Khata, then you will get B Khata, but both the Khatas will be E Khatas. So there is absolutely everybody can have very rest assured that you will get B Khata or A Khata as per the existing BBMP record, but both will be E Khatas. And there is no regularization happening because the law does not allow us to regularize.
Okay. Thank you. I do see hands raised. Let's take the questions towards the end because we have a lot to cover. Thank you. So I guess
Should I continue to run through this?
Yeah, sure.
See, what I'll do to make it more understandable, I'll read the question and then answer.
Yeah.
Is e-Khata equivalent to a-Khata? No. E-Khata I have already answered. E-Khata will be issued for both a-Khata and b-Khata. So e-Khata can be a-Khata or e-Khata can be b-Khata, depending upon what initially existed basically in the BBMP records. Will e-Khata regularize b-Khata properties in Bangalore? No, it will definitely not regularize. That's a separate activity. As on today, you are getting A or B Khata, both will be e-Khata, based on whether your existing property in our BBMP record is A Khata or B Khata. Can E Khata be applied without an occupancy certificate? Yes, without any document, without any occupancy certificate. Whatever type of khata you have, if you have A khata, you will get A E khata. If you have a B khata existing in BBMP records, you will get B E khata. We are not going to deny A or B khata issuance. We are not denying also. Just because you don't give OC or other things, we'll just keep ask you if you have it, you upload. If you don't have it, you say I don't have it. Is e-Khata activated for B-Khata properties? Absolutely. Out of 22 lakh, around 6.5 lakh are B-Khata. I have already answered. Why can't manual Khata be automatically converted to e-Khata? We have already done that. The manual Khatas which we have done, 22 lakh, we digitized the 22 lakh records. And what we have released is 22 lakh draft e-Khatas. You'll say, why did we release draft e-Khata? Why couldn't we simply release final e-Khata? There are one or two, three problems there. The challenge part. One challenge is that generally for a property, for us to have proper identification of the owner and the property itself, in our register we have around 28 columns. But generally in a lot of these properties, we have only 4 to 5 columns filled up, other columns are empty. In a manual system, there is a human being, which is my ARO, who is sitting and ensuring that nobody wrongly, take an extract or anything. In an online system, with half-baked information, if I go live, which means if I allow the registration based on this. Now imagine there are 4 or 5 fields, Venkatesh is there. We don't take Aadhaar. We don't ensure that the property is properly identified. Again, I'll say, what is stopping another Venkatesh to see your property in the online system and just download that khata and go to sub-registrar and sell it off to somebody else? Now sub-registrar will see that this is the Venkatesh who is in the khata, which is the draft khata. Why? That's the reason we made it draft. So if we had made it final straight away, this Venkatesh would have picked somebody else's other Venkatesh khata, gone to sub-registrar and sold it to some XYZ. And sub-registrar cannot catch him because the name in khata, which is Venkatesh, is matching with the name in his ID. So this impersonation cannot be prevented in an online system when we put out the information for everybody to see in the name of, for the sake of transparency. Hence, finally, Khata we have locked will only be issued when the genuine owner uploads his basic information, which is only known to him, like his Aadhaar, like his sale deed, which is connected with this property, like his, for example, the property tax. One Venkatesh can say, I am the Venkatesh, but he cannot generate that property taxes for the same property. Plus, we are asking you the best. So these numbers we are asking. Plus, we are asking the property's photo. This is additionally asked you to give security. See, please understand, I would frankly make a statement. The bureaucratic system is a necessary evil. I don't want you, Honorable Deputy CM doesn't want you to come to BBMP staff officers and get any amount, but we want to empower you. While empowering you, we don't want to empower a mischievous person to misuse the system. Because if some Venkatesh sells another Venkatesh property, they will blame the system. So we cannot straight away allow the existing digitized draft khata as a basis for the final record because it can be misused. So we can go to the next. So
Yeah, thank you.
I mean, please understand this is in order to create transparency but ensure security at the same time. Next.
Yeah.
Okay, are you faced? Okay.
Yeah, so as you said, you have managed for decades of manual khatas without any standardization. You have managed to digitize them. Of course, there will be issues since it's newly launched. I'm sure it's a lot of learning experience for a lot of people. So there are some questions on regarding the issues with the portal. If we can take that up. Uh, so we need to do one by one. So what to do if the property records are missing? We have seen this like in certain cases where e-Khata flats appear, the B in on the portal B-Khata flats may not appear
No,
because
this is
some
a
of
misconception.
these. Hmm.
This is a, I mean, this is a misconception. Both A and B khatas are appearing.
But the challenge in certain places where we have these large townships and things like that, where multiple different agencies or probably panchayats or
See,
different.
one thing
This
I
one,
will like to interject. See, what happens, madam, if you mix up the questions and issues, the answer will get mixed up.
sure. Okay,
So
let
you be
me.
very specific to the question you want to ask.
Okay,
If you
if
want multiple agencies issue, I can answer it separately. Why,
sure.
when the question is why do A khata appear on the portal while B khata do not appear, we are on that question. Let us stick to the question, otherwise the answer will get mixed up.
Sure.
So what is the question you are asking?
Okay, sir. First, we'll take the ones on the left and then come to the right. So, the
Okay.
what to do if property records are missing?
Okay, one is thoroughly search it. Many of the times citizen records are there, they are not able to search it. One or two points I can tell. You can search by, first thing you need to see is your property tax payment receipt. In that, the ward number and name is there. So ensure that you are searching in the correct ward and finding it. There's an alphabetical listing has been done. See, if you write your name Venkatesh or something, it will list all the Venkatesh in that ward. There may be some 100, 200 names. You can try to actually run through those 100, 200 names. That will be less troublesome to you rather than going to ARO office, assuming it is missing. Third thing I can tell you, while searching for a name, give different combinations. Like Venkatesh, you don't write the whole name Venkatesh. You can write VENKTESH, various combinations you can write. So even if by chance there is some spelling mistake, let us say happened at the time of digitizing your kata, he has rather than typing VEN, typed VAN. So you keep searching VEN, it will not come up. So what I mean to say is find different combinations and search. Then there is a PID number or assessment number. You can search using, if your assessment number is 111 slash 223 slash 723 or some combination, you don't have to write the whole thing. You write any part of it, 776 112, search it. So if you try to intelligently search, there is a good chance you will be able to find it. Having said that, our Bangalore One counters are there. They are searching day in, day out. You can go to Bangalore One Center also. They can try to search. But assuming it is genuinely missing, which means it is actually not there, what will happen in such a case? In maybe in 2 3 days time, we will come out with the online e-Khata option. There itself, you will say my e-Khata is missing. So that we will enable to you. And once you say my e-Khata is missing, we'll take some basic details like your property tax ID, etc. Then we will try to come back to you. So we'll keep a track. But right now, immediately, what you can do is go to ARO office and check which is your register and all that. And maybe if by chance that register some entry has been missed out, or a register particular registers some page digitization has been left out, or a particular register itself digitization has been missed out for some reason, it is possible. So then ARO office caseworker has been authorized. Then and there he can digitize your record and generate a draft khata. So if you genuinely your property is missed out, I am repeating, ARO office you can approach. They have been authorized to search your thing, and actually when it is missing, digitize it then and there. But please understand, typically when you go there, you it may not be the best reaction and thing. We are trying to control it, and we'll try to control it. So the simple answer to your question is, if your record is genuinely missing, the way out is approach the ARO office. There he can ascertain that this particular entry or register is not yet digitized, and he is authorized in his login to digitize it. This is very, very clear. Why we are going to create an online option to say my record is missing is, as I am every day morning 9 to 9:30 reviewing all 64 AROs. In one column, I will say the applications received for missing. Right now, we don't have that option because we have not captured online any person's request on missing. My miss record is missing on that. So that also we'll start tracking. And within a day or two, we will be able to give you digitization draft khata. After draft, you have to give the information like 3, 4 items, and then you will be getting an e-Khata, final e-Khata. So the simple answer is, if your record is genuinely missing, you reach ARO office, they can onboard and digitize your record and give it to you. Okay, incorrect information on e-Aasthi portal. If any information is incorrect, the correction module is already enabled in the ARO caseworker login. So in that case, you need to approach them. Again, as I say, we will be enabling online you declaring that my khata is missing. But what tends to happen is, without searching, people start saying my khata is missing. So let it be.
Yeah.
We'll try to search and come back. We'll also allow you to tell that there are some corrections in my khata. This is only not that it will happen online. It will have to be done manually at the back end by verifying by the ARO and his caseworker. So if there is a correction or anything is incorrect in your e-Aasthi, the simple answer same is approach the ARO office. The caseworker is authorized to make all the corrections except your area. Even area correction he can do. All the corrections, in fact, he can do. And after the ARO or the revenue officer's approval, it will get incorporated. So some of the time I'm hearing this complaint that ARO offices are telling we don't have that option, we cannot do it. It is all incorrect. They actually have that option of correction. And let us say they are facing any technical issue. Imagine for a moment. We have an inside ARO help desk. We have some 10 people only and only to handle the AROs who say they are facing, or ARO office people who are facing any technical issue. Instead of asking the citizen, you go and get it done in head office, which sometimes they tell, the ARO or his caseworker can directly call our help desk, which is dedicated help desk for the ARO offices. And if genuinely there is any technical issue or knowledge issue he is experiencing, he can call us and get a guidance from us and solve it. He should not send the citizen go and meet somebody in head office. Even if you come to head office or to me or to somebody, finally we'll have to force you to send back, because whole verification, correction, everything is happening locally. Sitting in head office, it is impossible for me or anybody in head office to correct your things. Even if he is facing a technical issue, he can get it resolved by talking to the ARO help desk, as we call it. Discrepancies in data due to error in revenue register, or so I think first 2 and 3 is answered. On website, it says e-Khata, not available, properties not verified. No, I think not available, not verified. I think this is some very old version somebody is talking. Now this not verified point we have removed. So this thing is not coming here. So this is no longer applicable. Flat number details are missing in e-Khata. See, we have picked your postal address. I think your postal address is mentioned in the e-Khata, but we can start mentioning it. I will look into it. Whatever is the problem with the postal address is same flat number 114 will repeat 100 times or maybe 1,000 times. So it's not a unique ID, but we will write it under a postal address box in the e-Khata. We'll do that. Joint ownership errors show up while applying e-Khata. Uh, Joint ownership error can show up. Again, the solution lies. See, let us say Munish and Rakesh have a joint property. During digitization, Munish and Rakesh should have been entered as two different names. Sometimes one mistake digitization could have done is they have entered Munish, Rakesh. The software thinks it is a single name. So when you upload Aadhaar either for Munish or Rakesh, it will give you error because either Munish will not match or Rakesh will not match. So that issue you may be facing. There are 2-3 solutions for it already available. If they can add a new owner like Rakesh or somebody his name is missing, add owner option is there. Once you add owner, it will get referred to ARO office and they will look into your sale deed and approve it. Let us say somehow you are not able to solve the error or issue of the joint ownership. You upload with whatever Aadhaar, name mismatch will happen or something will happen. It will get referred to ARO. Backend, if you meet the ARO caseworker and ARO people, they can actually Munish Rakesh written in the same sentence, conveying as though it is a single name. The backend people or the ARO case workers can convert that into Munish and Rakesh separately, then take the Aadhaar of Munish and Rakesh separately and authenticate it. So this solution is also available with ARO offices. An apartment complex which has e-Khata, e-Khata is visible for some flats only. Okay, it could have happened. I'll tell you. You are not aware that, but BBMP never created khata for all the flats in a particular apartment complex. Again, I repeat. Let us say in one apartment complex there are 50 flats. All of some of you may be blissfully unaware, but actually out of 50, only 30 flats khatas have been issued. Okay, if that is the situation, that means there is some flats in this apartment for which the BBMP never issued the khata. So you will have to wait, apply in a new module we are releasing in a few days for getting a new khata, which means the khata doesn't exist, but you want to have a new khata. So there you can apply, citing giving your sale deed and your Aadhaar. We will give you the e-Khata online, but that system is coming in a few days' time. That's called new Khata system. However, if you already have a Khata issued by BBMP and you have a manual copy of that, then it comes the same process, same meaning as point number one. If a property record is missing in digitized, then as I said, you can go to the ARO office. If it is found that it is existing in the register, and in during digitization, if some flat is been missed out, then ARO's caseworker can immediately digitize it using that particular register and generate draft khata, take your Aadhaar and all, and generate the final khata. Okay. Should I go further? Why do A Khata flat appear on the portal while B Khata flats do not? So as I said, this is a misconception. Both A and B Khata are already digitized and appearing. It's not correct that only A is appearing and B is not appearing. Why am I directed to DigiLocker portal when I try to log in? In the beginning, first 4-5 days, this issue was there. We have removed this requirement almost 2 months ago. So I think it's an old input which is coming. Now the locker requirement is not there. Issues with online document uploading. If you have any trouble uploading the document, please check your internet connection. And as I said, even if you, I'll encourage you to upload, frankly. If you have the document, please upload. Most of the people are able to upload. You may have your own internet issue. Our server is now not creating so much of an issue as I understand. It's not maybe as good as Google. I totally admit to that. It's a Sarkari system. We are use the NIC. Why? Because we are very, very particular not to bring any private person to handle any of the citizen data. So, since it's a government agency, we are not as good as Google in terms of our IT system. But it has been functional. But if somebody faces serious issues, they can tell our helpline. Once you tell our helpline, we will try to immediately upgrade the infrastructure for the bandwidth, etc. If such an issue is there. E-Khata ownership validation fails with 4.0. Yes, sometimes e-Khata validation of the owner is happening by e-governance department Aadhaar authentication website. Sometimes it creates a problem. Sometimes. Now it is more or less not creating. I can tell you all the government guarantee schemes. Millions of citizens have been able to authenticate themselves using the same portal. So if sometimes some glitch might be coming, just have patience because the same Aadhaar authentication system has delivered millions of government guarantee programs. and really lakhs of scholarships. So definitely the BBMP 22 lakh ownership issues is not a big issue. Sometimes issue could be there, but try it again, it will work. But if it persists, you can call the helpline, citizen helpline, record the thing. We generally track all the time. So it will not happen that for one person, e-Khata Aadhaar verification is failing, it will fail for everybody. We immediately get to know. We're trying to set it right in a day or so. What is the preferred web browser? I don't think there is any preferred web browser, but I'll advise you try to use Chrome and Firefox. Um, Try to use the latest version. If you are using Safari, I myself use Mac. Myself. Sometimes Mac creates some issues. In fact, Mac was creating issue for Aadhaar authentication. In fact, when we went back to e-governance department, we found that for Mac systems, Aadhaar authentication was throwing up the error. Then we got it solved. Maybe that is what you might have experienced. Now it has been solved. It was raised at the highest level and got solved. Okay, website portal should have Kannada English language side by side instead of hidden option. Okay, we'll examine this point. Unable to retrieve sale deed from Kaveri using sale deed number for the properties registered in. See, there is a 2011. In a particular case, what I can say is there is a grievance, model grievance uh, submission or complaint submission format. Please fill it up. We'll try to solve and understand why your fetching is not happening. This is an individual case, so we'll have to handle it individually. Unable to retrieve Kaveri online registration data, registration format. Okay, this can happen. We have shown, try to understand which number to enter. If the number is KEN1 KEN hyphen 1 hyphen 01234. If you leave 0, it will not fetch. So at the back of your sale deed, on the back side, sometimes they stamp something and handwrite the number. Don't enter that number. Then it will generally not be able to fetch. On the back side of the sale deed, on the back page, there is a box in which the registration number is written. Generally, it will be of the format 3 alphanumeric like KEN, then hyphen, then 1 or 2 or something, then hyphen, then a 5-digit, and then year like 2020, 14, 15. So this is the format. If you enter the number wrongly, seeing the sale date number by which is handwritten, then you will end up not able to fetch. So maybe that issue is happening. We have given the example also in our e-Khata system, which particular number where to search and write. Please see that. Okay. Unable to Maya Indraprasth, I don't know the
Sorry,
question.
that was yeah. So discrepancy, and we can go to the next question.
Discrepancy in BESCOM account ID. Even if there is a discrepancy, as I said, we can set it right if it is unable to fetch or wrong name is fetched. But we are not holding back anybody's e-Khata if the name in BESCOM ID does not match with the name in the ownership. Uh, so I mean, what is happening is BESCOM sometimes was leading to hanging of the uh, application. So we have taken the data, from BESCOM in an efficient way, which it updates at the end of every 1 hour. They update. Sometimes some change could have happened. So you can try after some time if you generally feel there is a discrepancy, because there could be a data flow time issue, and even if the data is older one and you did not bother to update the name of the owner in the BESCOM and it is still in the old person's name, your e-Khata will still get issued. Thank you. Next, any other?
Just 1 second. Sorry. Yeah, it's from one of the challenges would be that BESCOM records are still your landowners or developers' name. So that.
So if the BESCOM owner is different, we don't hold back the e-Khata. We keep it.
Sure.
You can upload it, update it later also.
Okay. Next question. Yeah. So these are some of the apartment specific queries.
Okay, I will answer this question. See, the common area is already covered in your super built-up area. Okay, common area amenities, the total built-up area is already part of your super built-up area. So generally speaking, you should be paying the tax for super built-up area. If you are paying the tax properly, there should not be any occasion to demand for additional tax. Having said that, this question has to be answered on a case-to-case basis. One very broad answer I can give is sometimes some of our staff, in order to harass people, can also go and say, threaten this thing. But if you have paid your tax, you remain relaxed. That's why now we are linking the. Now that's why we are linking your. No, no, let me finish. That's why we are linking your e-Khata with the tax system. Once your e-Khata is linked with your tax system, there will be no reason for a tax fellow or even a citizen to be at variance with the e-Khata. Whatever you own, since you would show that in the e-Khata system, the same information will copy in the tax system. So this kind of a stress will come down. You have any suggestion what to do if somebody goes and threatens somebody to with an attempt to collect bribe? The answer may be to report against such an attempt to our helpline, and get him uh, action be taken on him as per law, is what I can tell. But uh, but sometimes genuinely people dodge on the taxes. I can tell you, people have called that even though in my sale deed it is 1500 square feet, because my carpet area is 1000 square feet, I'll pay only 1000. No, you have to pay what is in your super built up area. But many people, I can tell you, one of the report is 60% of Bengalurians have given less declaration than they are bound. This is a report, I can share it with you. 60% Bengalurians have given less. Majority of the people who have tenanted out their properties do not declare it is tenanted. The tenanted property tax is double the tax for the self-occupied one. So, in fact, now we are checking it. Even now, my own random checks have revealed that about 50 to 60% people are under declared. Their area, their usage. So what tends to happen is, like in a situation where citizens do it, and we have unscrupulous officials, so they become in excess with each other. Many of our unscrupulous officials only encourage citizens. We want to break that chain, absolutely. That's why e-Khata comes into picture. The data which comes in your ownership, we are going to pull that data into your text side, so the two will match. So this issue hopefully will come down. If you have any suggestion what to do, you can tell me now.
Sure. We go to the next one then.
No, I'm not able to hear. Hello.
Yeah, sorry.
If anybody has a suggestion what to do, if somebody goes and asks, I mean, we have given a helpline number. Don't get pressurized by such a fellow, etc.
So we'll get back to you on that. We'll collate all the suggestions and which have
Done.
come in, and probably we'll come and meet you.
On the second point, if I answer, there are unique home identifier flat number does not indicate the. See, the point is, please understand, you may be very comfortable with your flat number, but it is not unique. What happens is, unless how will the property tax system not how will the e-Khata system or Kaveri system know which property is transacted if there are 1,000 properties with the flat number 114? You cannot know. So what we are saying is, for your comfort for you, we will put a postal address if it is not already there in the e-Khata. However, 10-digit random number is the right method, so that across Karnataka, that same number is not used by any other property. Because finally in Kaveri, the same system is used doing the sale and registration for every property in Karnataka. So this 10-digit number is necessary so that it is unique. And what you say, homes have a unique identifier, you are absolutely not correct. Your flat number is not unique. Okay, and every tower has flat number 115 or something, so it's not unique. So because of that, we have to have a separate, but we'll put your postal address so that you can actually identify as a common person that this is my flat. Why do we need separate GPS coordinates for individual flat number, whereas it could be a common GPS coordinate for the entire community? See, the problem is, we had manual register. We do not really understand in our software that all these flats belong to the same tower. Again, I repeat, while digitizing, we have not understood that there is no ID given to a tower. So how do we know these 50 or 100 flats belong to the same tower? We do not know that. Since we do not know that, we cannot give the same GPS to all those 50 or 100 flats in that one tower because we do not know they belong to the same tower. One. Second, since we are expecting each individual flat owner to upload his data, the minute I make him dependent on the unique tower GPS, then he gets dependent on somebody else giving that tower GPS ID, which is common to everybody. Let's say there are 100 flats, then from where will they get that common GPS? You have to go to somebody get it. So that will create dependency of the citizen. Second, because of this, what we are saying, you just click the top of your tower at this point of time. The moment we are able to actually identify this is the same tower for these 100 flats, maybe we'll think of allowing a common GPS coordinate, etc. But it will not lead to quicker final e-Khata. It will actually start delaying because now you can go identify your tower, click, your work is done. But if I say no, you have to give the same common GPS, then where you'll have to rush to your manager or somebody get it. Half the people will not even understand where to go and get that GPS. Even if they go and get that GPS, they'll have to enter by hand and make mistakes in entry, etc. So it creates its own complication. So presently, this is more practically user friendly in our view. Some homeowners alter their homes unilaterally and some structurally also without permission from BBMP or from apartment. How does BBMP plan to? See, firstly, this is not an e-Khata issue. This is a town planning, building plan violation enforcement issue. See, the method for doing this is if any such violation has happened, the community or any person can complain to the zonal commissioner's office, and there we have a town planning wing whose job is to enforce the building plans are correctly adhered to. But the violations in Bangalore city are so rampant, I can tell you, that 90% of the people have violated the building plan sanctions. 90%. Because this has become the norm. So this is the problem BPMP is facing. When you start trying to demolish control one, then immediately that fellow starts selling, take action even on the complainant. Even the complainant's home itself will be a violation. So other than, I don't know how much percentage, but a large percentage, 80-90% have setback violations. This. So what we are going to do now, going forward, extra floors e-Khata will not allow. So at least going forward, unauthorized floors, constructions, etc., we will not allow. We will be able to identify because you will enter your area in e-Khata system. The minute you enter your area, I will get to know you have violated the FAR, etc. And if the minute you go try to go fifth floor or sixth floor, I will not issue you e-Khata. For the violations, extra floors constructed going in future on e-Khata system, these additional floors will not get Khata. They will not be able to sell it, and because they'll not get e-Khata. So this is one via media solution that violations which have happened, will try to enforce something. Order has been issued by BBMP. These extra floors illegally already constructed, we'll seal them and put them under the control of BBMP so that they don't misuse it. But going forward, our e-Khata system will not allow illegal floors because we will get to know this is a fifth floor on a 30-40 building plot. This is a sixth floor. They'll not get e-Khata. So some amount of enforcement is going to happen because of e-Khata system. Yeah, we could go to the next, or
Yeah.
if there are questions, we can take.
I think you have answered some of them, but these are specific queries.
Okay, if you what you fetch from Kaveri or sub-registrar does not match with what the data is available digitized in BPMP, then this is a correction uh, situation. You can go to ARO office. The caseworker will update your dimensions, your area, and it will be approved by a revenue officer. It will not be approved by the ARO just to have a higher level of check because somebody with 5,000 should not end up creating 50,000 square feet by bribing somebody, or our own people should not do mischief. So this change in area or dimensions, as per the sale deed or even otherwise, whatever correction caseworker is doing, it will need to be approved by a revenue officer, but the module is already released. So this correction can also happen. What do you do if you don't find your record in e-Aasthi portal? Search based on name. I have already answered this question in detail. How to get errors in area of property corrected? That's also I have answered.
Yes.
You can go to ARO office, look at your sale deed or other documents. Let's say your allotment letter by BDA or Karnataka Housing Board for that matter, which makes you the owner. If data in BBMP is different than the data in your sale deed or ownership document, it will be updated and approved by the revenue office. OCI are unable to apply online, or even ARO has not been able to allow updating request, uploading. See, NRIs are allowed. They can use their passport, Indian passport. They can use their driving license. They can use their voter ID also. However, one other request has come. Some NRIs, somebody who is a OCI, not an Indian citizen, they do not have even a Indian passport. So they were saying allow them to have PAN card. So we'll allow PAN card also. If any other request is needed in this regard to allow, already we have allowed 3 documents. You go to ARO offices. There they can use the alternate identity documents and issue you the final e-Khata based on that identity document. You personally do not have to go. You can authorize somebody, your local person. He can go on your behalf and get this done. In fact, I mean, this is what we expect and encourage. Going forward, we expect most of these things to be even applied online, corrections, etc. As I said, we'll be enabling it. Then you may not even need to go there. What I will do on a daily basis, I am reviewing I will review how many correction applications have come to this ARO, how many he has disposed of. Right now, we have not implemented what we call FIFO, first in, first out. In next 15, 30 days, some point of time, we will implement FIFO, which means if there are 50 applications, our ARO cannot dispose last wala. First, he has to dispose first and then go to the next and like that. So that FIFO system will bring, but at this juncture, it can create some lot of stress to the people because suddenly 40th fellow wants to do a registration. First 39 people don't want registration, they may be sleeping and not very active. Then in that case, his application shouldn't get stuck. That's why we have not implemented the FIFO. But we will keep a watch on it so that every person who has gone to ARO for correction or for digitization of his missing property or for getting his khata because he does not have Aadhaar, we keep a track how many of them are pending. How can NRIs who do not have answered that question? Can OCI card holder apply with ID documents of their resident country? We'll have a discussion whether US passport and some number thing we can allow or not. Basically, non-Indian thing. I'll have to have a discussion inside. And as I said, some document definitely will allow. Give us around 2, 3, 4, 5 days time. We'll allow it. Can an NRI apply for e-Khata from abroad? Yes, he can apply. And if he does not, if he has Aadhaar, then there is no question. It can be on the line. But even if he does not have Aadhaar, he can authorize somebody locally. He can go there and get it done for him. So it's not that he has to personally come here. Inheritance in case of joint property holder where one of the owners has deceased. As I said, if the owner has deceased, you carry his death certificate, family tree, and give it in the back end to the ARO office. And the removal of the name is basically a mutation process. A 7-day notice will be issued after your application, which shows there is a death and there is an inheritance by somebody. Inheritance mutation will get triggered with a 7-day notice. After 7 days of notice, if no objection is received, then on the 8th day itself, the approval can happen. Practically, it could happen in around 10, 12 days time. We are, as I said, tracking even the mutation cases, how many are pending in each ARO. So we'll keep on tracking. In fact, in going next 5, 7 days time, I am going to put out online reports in public domain. So you can go and see where your applications are pending, what is the name of that person, what is the mobile number of that person. So you can ring him up and follow it up also. Because for me to individually follow up will be hard. I can only follow up 50 cases have come, you have disposed 45 cases, why 5 are not done? But there could be one of those 5 could be some 100 days old also, for example. So we'll give the power and the information in citizen public domain so that you can track it. We'll also start tracking the oldest pending application in a particular ARO office so that no particular application is kept pending for more than 20 days, 30 days like that. So those changes in our information and review is happening. A property has been bequeathed to the heirs of the demise. It has been registered will and related documents are clear. Ward AR Bangalore 1 both claim that the e-Khata situation is not allowing Khata transfer. No, it is allowing, I am telling you. What is the way forward? It is allowing. If any ARO office you go, they say software is not allowing, please tell them to then and there contact our ARO help desk. And I mean, that's not true. As I said, mutations either based on sale deed or inheritance or bequeathal, all sale and mutations are allowed. They can trigger it and they can do it. The name changes are also allowed. The corrections are also allowed. The missing properties can be digitized. But some of the times, they have to take extra effort, so they become lazy about it. And we are tracking it also. Thank you. Next.
We've come to the final set of questions.
Okay. See, when we started digitizing, we had 5,500 registers in the November 2023. We one day got all the registers. Why we did that? Because the minute they got to know we are going to digitize, they would have artificially inserted some fake fake property IDs to prevent that. In fact, some of them still did it and we filed FIRs on our officers. To avoid doing that, on one particular day, we picked all the registers, 5,500 of them, 5th and 6th, 4th and 5th of November 2023. We issued them a new register that any new property getting created, please write it in this register. These old registers we scanned and digitized. The new registers which were maintained for interim period between November 23 to October 2024, some properties got written newly in that, as now you have written. The new application number generated by BBMP. So the digitization of these registers, there are some 500 registers, which about 10 to 15,000 properties. The digitization of and the scanning of this had not happened when we went live on 1st October. After 1st October, we picked these registers also. As I said, now we have enabled any missing register or any missing property in a register which has escaped or digitization. The caseworker in ARO office actually can digitize that property and create the draft khata. So you can approach the ARO office, the caseworker should digitize it there. And once he is able to digitize, he will generate the draft khata. This will require, generally, practically speaking, about 5-7 days time. He'll be in middle of other things, etc. There are about 10 case workers in each ARO office, but they have been recently trained around 12-15 days ago, 10 days ago. They're learning on the fly, so some of times they're not comfortable. So when you go and they say digitization, they will say no, digitization module is not yet given to us. It has already been given, and then you can ask them, please ring up the ARO help desk. They'll help you how to do it. If they say we don't know how to do it, etc. So as I said, if some tax register is missed or not yet digitized on the spot, the whole register need not be digitized. That one page where your properties, 4 properties, 3-4 properties will be there. He can digitize those 3-4 properties, declare that page is complete, and give you an e-Khata. After giving property tax application number, it shows the correct flat area as per the sale deed. After putting registration number and extracting Kaveri data, it only the ODS data. Is it okay to proceed? You proceed ahead with the final e-Khata. If the data, any information is wrong, you can get it corrected by going to ARO office later. Flat owner should register individual or it should be in bulk. Each owner should register his own thing individually. There's no such thing like bulk. A builder who is building some 50-100 flats, while he is building it for the new and first time, he will get the bulk, approval. And bulk, let's say 50 flats, he'll get 50 khatas, but each khata will be separate. There is no such thing like bulk khata. If I am a builder, I have built 50 flats, I will get 50 khatas for those 50 flats, but in one stroke I am giving him. The new module will come in 10 or 12 days time. But each individual owner has to apply and take individual e-Khata only. Is there a provision for creating one e-Khata for multiple properties? No. As of now, what is existing, you have to get the e-Khata. Let's say you have 5 properties, you will get 5 e-Khatas. But we are going to roll out in next 4 to 5 days time amalgamation module. So once you have those 4 to 5 e-Khatas, you can say I want to amalgamate these 5 e-Khatas. Then we'll give you procedure and process to amalgamate them. But at the time of getting e-Khata, if there are 4 or 3 or 5 properties, you'll get 4 or 3 or 5 separate e-Khatas. So then you'll not get an amalgamated single Khata. Most of our flat owners have only B Khata. Only one flat owner has. Can we apply for? Yes, everybody who has B or A Khata can apply for E Khata. You'll get E Khata. Either A E Khata or B E Khata you get. My B Khata flat is missing in the portal, whereas all A Khata. See, B Khatas are generally written in a different register. A Khatas are written in a different register. It is not that B Khatas are not digitized. By chance, this particular B Khata might register may not have been digitized, or one particular property may not have been digitized. As I said, you approach the ARO office. They have been authorized and empowered to digitize any missing khata of any register, so they should be able to do. POT of the issue of e-Khata once document are submitted. See, what I'm saying is if you submit, there's no submission of document as I say, there's only submission of some numbers, Aadhaar number, property registration number, BESCOM ID number, property tax number, and your photo of your property. If these numbers, when we fetch your Aadhaar name, sale deed name, ityadi, and if they match with the name of the owner in BBMP record, on the fly, immediately online, you will get final e-Khata. You don't have to wait for anything. Nobody needs to approve it. Software itself gives you the thing. And so in that sense, turnaround time is the minute you complete, you will get it. However, in case there is any discrepancy in your information or there is any missing information, the case gets referred to ARO. As I said, right now, on average, our turnaround time is 2 days, but some individual applications definitely could be pending for 10, 15 days also. So we'll try to track both the average turnaround time also. We try to bring it to 1 day, and oldest application pending also we'll try to track. Escalation process for it. Okay, we have a helpline, so you can call up the helpline. Our helpline, once the issue is solved and told to our helpline that the issue is solved, they'll call you back and take a feedback that the issue is solved or not. If you say issue is not solved, they'll again pursue it and get it done from the offices. So as what happened to the drone survey and reports? That's a separate project. At the back end, BBMP has picked the whole drone data. I can tell you that, and hence when you are giving your GPS, I am able to pick from the drone your relevant polygons and other things. So going forward, based on the GPS, you have clicking and sending it to me. Your drone survey maps and everything will get integrated with the e-Khata and you will get it. So if you click wrong GPS, you are going to land with the wrong polygon, etc. So I mean, this was an independent project, but we have integrated it in the backend. From joint venture, I have purchased, I have B Khata and paying taxes is still in eKYC, old owner details are showing. If old owner detail are showing, based on your sale deed, you have to go upload using your sale deed, your Aadhaar. It will show the name mismatch. It will go to ARO. You go to ARO office, show them your sale deed. They will trigger a mutation based on the sale deed. After 7-10 days, you will get the Khata in your name. It's a mutation process. Few flats of our complex have been given different wards. How it happened? Okay, see, it could have happened by mistake, obviously. So we are now releasing an option to correct the ward in the ARO offices. The caseworker can correct the ward, ARO will approve it. That module is going to roll out in next 4, 5, 7 days time. So you can understand that a lot of these individual issues for which we are issuing the modules and solving them. So this will also get rectified. Correction, basically there is one type of correction. As of now, we have not allowed the ward correction, but it will happen in next maybe 5, 6 days time. When all information, this I am talking on, today is 14th December, by around 21st December, this module will be there. Okay, when all information regarding properties and its owners are available with why they are collected from the owners. I've already answered this question. We don't have your one Venkatesh name written in my register. I just don't have the proper identity. It could be one of those 10,000 Venkatesh in Bangalore city. So we don't have a proper identity in our registers. We don't have a proper identity and authentication even of the property. We don't have your location. We don't have your proper addresses. It's just flat number 23. Let us say Purva apartment, it may not be even a very big one, Basangudi. Now you can go around searching for it, Even that is about the flat, at least you can search it. A house number 23, So that way, even the locations are not known, the maps are not available. So because of which I have already given in detail why we have to get additional information. Next.
We've come to the end of the session, so most of the
Sandhya ma'am,
questions.
I have a question. Can I ask
Uh,
here,
no,
please?
no,
Please.
excuse me. Yeah, please put it
Please.
on the chat so that we can take it up. I
Sure.
think,
Sandhya,
yeah.
Sandhya, can I say something? First of all,
Yeah.
thank you, Moudgil sir and Vishnu, General Secretary of BAF. Thank you so much for patiently answering all the questions. So, Sandhya, just to summarize, right? I have collated all the questions and put you in WhatsApp chat so that we can
Yeah.
avoid repeat questions. There was a lot of chatter in the in the chat, right? So then I've consolidated and put those questions to you. You can only ask the questions that are not yet answered. And coming to asking questions, I think if those are done, there were two people requested to ask, especially Amar Deshmukh raised his hands, and then I think Puneet or Punita. But I think we could go in the sequence of the questions that I have sent you. Not sure how much time Moudgil sir has, but yeah, I think we can try to keep or make only the questions that are not answered. Then
Yeah.
we come to you, Amar, first. Yeah.
So, sir, if we can take, do you have time to take a couple of more questions?
I can take a couple of more questions.
Yeah, thank you. So, Vishwanathan Ganeshan has this a query. Does the full sale deed scan need to be uploaded?
No. Only in case the sale deed is before 2004, you may need to upload it. But any sale deed after 2004, no scan, nothing is needed to be uploaded.
Another query from Mr. Ramesh Hasyagar. Will there be any opportunity for interaction? I have obtained my e-Khata and ready to share my experience. Yes, we can probably have another, interaction on this. Not today, though. Thank you.
One thing I can answer, he can make a small video and share,
Yeah.
Hopefully it not be too much damning. So we will put out as citizen testimonials on our website. But if there is something to update, our helpline you can ring up and give the inputs. Even through this forum, if some suggestions, other things are sent, we try to incorporate it in bend.
Yeah, I will do that, and I have just clarifying that I can do that. It will be short video, no problem.
Thank you. So I think this has been answered, but anyway, Mr. Rajat Gupta, once all the details are entered correctly and everything matches, we can get e-Khata at the same time, right? No delays of 1 or 2 days is required.
If your things match, if there is no mismatch, you will get e-Khata on the fly. Only one condition. At the bottom, we ask you a question. Do you want to immediately go for registration? If you say no, you will get immediately the final e-Khata. If you say yes, I want to go for an immediate registration, then one more additional document we'll ask from you. And that document is EC, encumbrance certificate. So I tell it very clearly. If all your things match, you get final e-Khata, provided you are not going for immediate registration. But in case you are going for immediate registration, then you have to upload the EC also. The minute you select that, that will require around 4-5 days time for confirmation. Because we don't want somebody else to sell your property by getting final e-Khata on the fly and going and selling off. So we have a authentication verification process before we accept or allow any final e-Khata to be used for registration.
Query from Latashri. During the sale process, can e-Khata serve as a sole proof of ownership? Will a photocopy, this is in a case where the sale deed has been misplaced.
No, absolutely. See, for the purpose of registration, sub-registrar will only fetch the minute you give your EPID number, the ID number, the electronic PID number of e-Khata. So registration department is picking the ownership document and details from our system. From registration department point of view, sub-registrar point of view, and our point of view, it is good enough to go for the registration. Only problem is when your sale deed is missing, your purchaser may not be happy to take it from you. That's a separate issue. In which case, you can take a certified copy from sub-registrar. But for the purpose of registration, technically, the EPID is enough, and your document e-Khata is enough.
There's a query from Ashish Datta Chaudhary. My name starts with Ashish, and I have searched with my name and PID as well, but not getting a draft e-Khata.
Okay. Try searching various combos. Maybe they misspelled your name while digitizing. Second, try searching assessment number. What is assessment number? In your property tax, there is a PID or something. You select assessment number and search. Don't write your whole name. Search. Write some combo. Like if I have my name is Ashish, I can write AASISH. I can write ASH. Don't know which combo got typed out at the time of digitization. So HISH, like these 2-3 combos you try. If you still don't get it, then meet the ARO. They will check your record is in which register, and they can actually check whether that register is digitized or not. And then if it is by chance not digitized or your name is missed out, they'll can digitize on the spot and give you e-Khata.
There's a query from Shubham, how to get or download e-Khata in English. I got mine in Kannada after paying 125 rupees.
See, right now we have not enabled English version of the e-Khata. In maybe next 10 days, 15 days time, we'll enable it.
You can only download once, or you can download multiple times?
You can download multiple times. What I would say, maybe going forward, right now for viewing purpose, we can allow the download free of cost. I don't know if it is immediately made available, but for any legal purposes, we may charge you some money every time you download an e-Khata for legal purpose. But for viewing purpose, we'll allow you to.
Sorry. Yeah. In final e-Khata, the area mentioned is it carpet area or super built up area?
For a flat, it is super built up area. Basically, what is written in your sale deed is what we capture. If generally every builder sells to you super built up area.
Yeah.
So we'll show in the e-Khata the super built up area. The bottom line is what is shown sold as an area to you in the sale deed. That is what we will capture.
Query from Jairaj. In cases where Khata transfer is not done from seller to buyer, now do we need to do the manual Khata transfer, or only uploading new buyer details for e-Khata would suffice?
If there is an existing e-Khata in your seller's name and the mutation in your name did not happen in BBMP records, you please upload. Let us say sale happened from Rakesh to Munish. I am repeating the example. And the BBMP records still show Rakesh as the owner. Munish should upload his sale deed, upload his Aadhaar, and in the reason for mismatch, he should select registration / sale. It will go to ARO. ARO will look into a caseworker basically of the ARO will look into it, declare that this is a registration context, and trigger a mutation. Then the mutation will get triggered. After 7 days of notice period, Munish will get the Khata from Rakesh to Munish will be mutated by the ARO's approval. That process will happen. So you can upload your name and registered deed and Aadhaar and take it forward as it is.
There's a query from Smaran Moudgil. I think you had touched upon this, that there are, instances where not all khatas have been registered in a block or an apartment, whatever. So in case original khata was not done, is there a way to proceed? Does it have to be manual, or can they do it online?
You mean to say the property he has purchased does not have BBMP Khata?
Yes.
Where person has purchased through a sale deed, but there is no corresponding BBMP Khata. In a few days' time, we are releasing a module called BBMP New Khata module. And BBMP New Khata module, you can upload your sale deed and your Aadhaar and your electricity number. We'll compare the name, everything matches. We'll allow you to pay the taxes if you have not paid. If you have paid also, we'll verify it. and give you a final, not a final, give you a new khata.
There's a query from Adi. This is regarding the khata for residents who paid their property tax using new application numbers generated by BBMP a few months ago. Despite this, a khata has not been issued as the new application. I think we have covered this, and
as I said, these are the registers. They are under digitization. So in your individual case, whichever register contains your property, you can go to the ARO office, identify which register it is, and he can digitize it on the spot, though he'll take only 2-3 hours, and release and generate your e-Khata. Firstly, draft will get generated. It will allow you to upload your Aadhaar and other information. Once you upload those information, you or the ARO fellow, then you'll get the final e-Khata.
Okay. So currently, there's a question from Viswanahan Ganeshan. Will this scheme cover my land, Jalalige, Kannamangala in Devanahalli Taluk? I think these are panchayat.
If it is a outside BBMP limit, then you are covered by e-Sotu project, not by e-Aasthi project of BBMP. So if you are outside BBMP, either the municipality or Gram Panchayat, that the concerned municipality and Panchayat will handle. Panchayat is doing it through e-Sotu. Municipalities are doing it through their own e-Aasthi system.
Yeah. Query from Mr. Ravi Kumar. While uploading property photo, is individual flat or building or block photo to be considered in apartment cases?
In apartment cases, we expect you to go outside your tower and click the photo of the tower. The whole purpose of the photo is when our BBMP people or somebody is going, they should be able to identify from the photo and this is the right property. Because if you click inside your tower, outside your door, I mean, nobody can make out where this is.
Thank you for clarifying, because this is something a lot of us had misconception on. It was assumed that it is a flat number and not a block or the tower.
I was hesitant to say that we want to identify your property. People don't want to allow the BBMP. See, the point is when my people come or anybody comes, even your seller, they should know that this is the property. Door has, I mean, okay, fine.
Query from Mr. Prasad. While applying e-Khata prior to 2004, 1/4/2004, though the screen says upload any one of the drop-down menu in sale deed window, but it doesn't move further. It says load all the documents. How to deal with this?
Can you repeat the question? Which particular entry is it talking?
This is about a sale deed. These are for properties prior to 1/4/2004, where the screen says upload any one of the drop-down menu in the sale deed window, but it doesn't move forward. I think it gets stuck. It says load all the documents.
The first time I'm hearing it, I tested the whole thing. We'll check it out. It should not get stuck. If you say prior to 1/4/2004,
yeah,
it will ask you to upload the sale date. Scan only. There is, because we cannot fetch it from Kaveri.
I think it's probably handling. Okay.
We'll check
tax.
it.
Sure. Yeah. So then the tax paid 10-digit number is unique or not? I think, yeah.
Tax paid 10-digit number is unique.
So one more query from Latashri. Are the fees for getting fresh documents fixed, or will we be asked to shell out huge amounts?
Fresh document, I think?
At an ARO office. If they go to the ARO
Which
office.
is the fresh document she is talking
about? I'm assuming the new khata.
No. The fee, the rate is 125 rupees only, whether old or new. Okay. So, I mean, whatever you pay, you must obtain a receipt.
It is sale deed, sir. Sale deed.
Yeah.
Okay. For the sale deed, getting a new registration, I mean, I have to just recollect. For a mutation, there is a 2% charge on the stamp duty. So that much
excuse me. It is for a misplaced original sale deed. Photocopies are there.
See, sale deed copies my AROs don't give you. You have to get it from the sub-registrar. And I think they'll only take the copying charges, not huge amount. That's only a copying charge. Again, I repeat, sale deed copy is maintained by sub-registrar. They are the only people authorized to give you a certified copy of it. And only the fixed rate should be taken, not thousands and thousands of rupees. That should be.
Thank you, sir. Just a point, in case we are unable to take up your questions, it's okay. We are collating all the queries on the chat box, and then we will share it with Munish sir. So we will take it forward. Slightly unrelated to e-Khata, in apartment complexes, why do property tax amounts change even if two blocks are of the same area? This issue has to be addressed.
Okay, so there could be some misdeclaration, misassessment, tagging of the. See what has happened. Historically, people have in the self-assessment system, they have declared their flats, areas, their locations as they wanted. Only from 2021, the streets were standardized. But even then, some historical mistakes have continued. So it could be because of historical mistakes, some properties continue to actually in the same flat or the same apartment complex. Some buildings or some flats continue to show themselves in A or B or C thing. This is a historical legacy. We'll try to rectify it.
Query from Mr. Ganesh Pai, draft e-Khata not visible. What about BDA allotted sites, which is currently unavailable on this portal?
Okay. See, two situations could be there. If you have a BDA Khata, you should get e-Khata from BDA only. Right now, BDA is issuing its own e-Khata. But if you have a BBMP, if you don't have BBA Khata, then we'll definitely give you a new e-Khata, as I call the method I told. And if your Khata is missing, but you have a BBMP Khata, then I've already told how to go about it. You have to go to ARO office and follow it.
Question from Ramki, sale deed ID found on back of one of the pages in registrar stamp. Do we use that? Yes.
Yes.
I think that he is already right.
I'll tell how the whole format is. I'll give an example. It will be KEN, like Kengeri sub-register. 3 characters will come, KEN, HBB, Hebal, for example. 3 alpha, KEN, minus 1, minus another 5 digit, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, minus year, like 2023-24. This is the format. If you don't write 5 digits, you write, even if you miss a 0. Generally, what happens when they handwrite the sale deed number, you would have seen a stamp and their handwrite what is a registration ID, document number. There they leave 1354, they will write, rather than writing 01354. So, minute you miss 0, it will not be able to fetch. So, absolutely behind the back side of your sale deed, that number is there. 3 alpha, then minus 1 generally, then minus 5 digits, and then minus, and then 2000 year as in 2023, 24, or 2016, 17.
One important question is, are BBMP websites accessible outside India? Some NRIs are reporting that they can't.
Some blocking had happened because of the security threats which were identified by e-governance department. Generally, most of the countries have been allowed now. But if any specific country they are having a problem, it can be told to us. We'll try to allow that access.
Thank you. We'll take last 2 questions. There are 2 hands which have been raised for a long time. I'll ask one by one to unmute yourself. First one, Mr. Amar Deshmukh.
Hey, thanks, Sandhya. Thanks, Munish sir, as well, for taking his time and helping us to understand multiple things. So, Munish sir, I have a particular question about name misspell in my wife's name. Hope I'm audible clearly.
Yeah,
you're audible. You complete your question.
Okay. So my question is, should I get that spelling mistake rectified before submitting the document and submitting the application, or should I submit the application with whatever documents I have?
No, whatever documents you have, you submit. If because of the name mismatch, it may declare a name mismatch and get referred to ARO, then you can go back to him and get it corrected. One. Let us say you the software does not detect your name mismatch, because it's not an absolute 100% confirmation. We are having a fuzzy, like MUNISH and MUNEESH. My software may end up identifying it is the same name. Okay, so some minor variations it accepts. So let us say in case the name mismatch happens in your case, it will go to ARO, then you can go back and get it corrected then and there. One. Let us say it does not declare name mismatch and gives you an e-Khata and there is a small spelling issues, then still you can go back to the ARO after the final e-Khata. There also again the ERO, not ERO, the ARO office people can make the correction, get it approved and give you a rectified e-Khata.
Okay. One subsequent question to the same thing, sir. See, this name mismatch is happening because data is being digitized by taking the data from books, which is physically written and maintained by BBMP, right?
Yes.
So instead of sir, why didn't BBMP has considered to take the digitizing data from the property tax registers? Because property tax we pay every year, we verify our names and everything there, right? And it have unique identification as well, that application number.
Okay. See, firstly, your legal record is not property tax record. Your legal record is the manual BBMP register. Okay. So what is in the property tax is a citizen self-declaration. Okay, please understand the situation. So whatever was the another added problem was this property tax ID. So property tax records or even ID is not written in our registers. So we could not link the two. So when I have to pick either the property records as it exists in the BBMP manual registers or pick a property record as it exists in property tax IT system, I'm forced to pick the property tax record or the ownership record as it exists in our register for the simple reason that this is a legal record. This is a record written by BBMP after verification, whereas the other is a self-declaration. Okay, and citizens have left, right, and center given wrong declarations of area. So there is no way I can rely on that self-declaration. If I start issuing based on that, what is stopping a citizen to declare his property, which is actually 5,000 square foot, to be 50,000 square foot? You know what I mean? And if somebody questions me, since the property tax record is not the legal record authenticated by the BBMP, it is purely a self-declaration of the citizen. And whereas you already had a parallel authenticated record by BBMP, we do not have a legal basis if somebody's property gets sold wrongly, etc. We don't have a legal basis to issue a khata based on the property tax record, because that's not a legal record. So what you say, I understand that option was there. In that case, we did not need to digitize the 22 lakh records at all. Whatever is available in the property tax record, we could have gone live just like that.
I
The
got
problem
that,
is
sir.
it is
It's
a
not only the
self-declared.
name; it's
Yeah.
physical verification and
Yeah,
legality of that as
See,
well.
when you
sure.
went there, I'll repeat slightly. Your name or your khata got generated by BBMP after following a legal process of issuing a notice, visiting your site, a revenue inspector giving a report, a file getting created that this is a genuine property, and on the spot it is verified. Then it got entered into the BBMP manual register. So that whole legal process has been followed. Whereas property tax, anybody can go there, declare anything, change anything. That does not have a verified, authenticated basis. So this is the reason I understand it would have been 100 times easier for us to just go live with the tax records. But if somebody questions it that it is wrong, I mean, we would not have any defense. Right now, if somebody questions me, why am I writing your wife's name wrongly, or let's say any area wrongly, I'll say this is what exists in the legal record. But you can write, correct it. But you can't fault me for copying what is already the legal record of yours.
So once this e-Khata is being corrected, the same thing will get manually updated in the books as well,
No, no,
or
no.
that's not needed.
Books will be dispensed with.
Okay. Thanks a lot, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, Ms. Jayanti.
Yeah. Hi, good afternoon. Thank you for my opportunity. Sir, I want to ask you, mine is a joint property, me and my husband. Okay, he is no more now. Okay, now during the e-Khata process, how do I get it on my single name?
Okay. See, I have in a way already answered, but specifically will again answer the question. You go in draft e-Khata, my practical suggestion to you, since your husband's name will also be there, really technically, if I tell you, you need to put your name, go to ARO, get it removed. But another method, which is a mischievous method, but maybe more practical, for you put your Aadhaar, for your husband, you put somebody else's Aadhaar, it will generate name mismatch kind of a report. It will go to ARO. At that time, you go to ARO, and you are going to be able to get the name deleted there through a mutation process. Produce the death certificate, produce the whatever other family tree or something, so there is no other claimant. He will initiate the inheritance mutation, and 7 days notice will be given, and then this can be done.
Okay, just added to this one more. Since it's a joint development property and we were the land owner, now I don't have a sale deed of my own. Only the land sale deed we have earlier what we bought. Now, after building, the builder created a sale deed for the rest of his customers. I don't have a sale deed of my own. So how does it work?
Do you have a Khata
Yes, we do.
from BBMP?
Yes.
So we have an option that I do not have sale deed of. Then also you will get the Khata.
Oh,
Because we realize there could be a person living in Bangalore city for last 100 years.
yes.
And not a person living for 100 years, a property and inherited, they will not have a sale deed for it. So a genuine absence of sale deed, as long as you have a BBMP Khata, will not deny you to have it.
New
You can
Khata.
select that option, I do not have sale deed.
Okay.
There is a third
And
option.
then I can have the new Khata for our
Not new Khata, e-Khata.
e-Khata. That's what I mean to
But
say.
if you want a new Khata, then that's a separate issue. As I asked you, you have a BBMP Khata, isn't it?
No, we have a BBMP Khata.
For each of those flats, which is your share or something?
No. It's the first time. It is still in process. We have not got any Khata for the individual flats.
So, okay. Then if you don't have Khata for the individual flat at all, we'll be releasing a module for creating individual flat Khatas in next 10 to 12 days time. Since you are the owner, even your developer's flat quota will come in your name.
Okay.
Because you are the owner, he is not the owner. He is only a joint developer.
Okay.
So all flats will come in your name.
Okay.
And then you can sell to whoever you want.
Okay. So, but I can apply Khata only around that module once you released, is it?
For individual flats, no. You will get a bulk allotment, bulk creation of the. You are like a developer.
Okay.
So your developer or you will apply. Let us say there are 50 flats or 10 flats. So
Okay.
10 flats, Khata will be created in your name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Sandeep.
Thank you. There was a query about help desk issues. So, what is the best way forward? I mean, if your ARO is not really receptive or not helping out,
Best way forward is call up our help desk. Your number I have shared. I like to mention it in this chat also.
Yeah.
Okay, 1 second. See, our help desk number, if you citizen help desk number on the working days between 9 to 6, you can call it and call this number 94806 83695. I'll repeat 94806 83695. So this is the number you can call. So it will handhold you. There is a format we have created for a grievance. So you can actually fill up that format and send your grievance. Internally, we pick it up and try to follow up with the AROs and everybody internally, so that all the grievances raised are handled.
Just one or two other questions I think we should touch upon. One is for joint ownership, we need to provide both Aadhaar for both the persons.
Yes, for each owner you have to provide the Aadhaar.
And if any builder has a RERA approved for an extra floor, but it does not match with the BBMP rule, will that have e-Khata?
Going forward, anything beyond the rules will not give e-Khata. Any floor, basically some setback violations will not get into, but vertical extra floors will not get.
Last question by Shanti Vedula. After that,
I think, sorry, maybe Sanjay, just to say, I think there was a
Hi, sir.
person called Punita is the one who asked question. I think Shanti's questions were already answered, but
No, it
maybe
was
Punita,
not.
if you're
I'm just
still,
asking. No, it was not answered. I think, may I?
sure.
maybe
Keep it
Punita
short,
can go
please.
first, or
Yeah. So this
you,
is
Shri, or someone.
Shanti. Sir, actually, I have applied for a manual. I mean, I have recently bought my flat and I have got my manual khata issued in my name. But the property records, it still shows my seller's name. So when I'm paying the tax, this is the first time I've paid the tax, and the OTP has gone to my seller's phone number, and even his email is there. So fortunately, he is there in the country, and I could get the OTP from him, and I have paid the tax. The payment is still, the name is still in his name. So how do I even change that? Because the same process will be continued next time. I'm not able to edit that also. After I logged in, I was not able to edit that. So even when applying e-Khata, will I face a similar situation? Will there be an OTP thing, or that will go to the one which is connected to the tax records? Or by applying an e-Khata and waiting for those 7 days mandatory, will the problem of this tax records will that be automatically corrected as well?
Okay, see, as far as e-Khata is concerned, the OTP will come to the person applying. In your case, if you apply, you will get the OTP. You will upload your sale deed and your Aadhaar. The BBMP records will show somebody else. So it will find it as a name mismatch case. Refer it to the ARO. There you go there, show your sale deed, and that ARO will trigger a mutation. Then the BBMP e-Khata record will get mutated in your name. Once that happens, the ARO himself can update the property tax ID side also, your numbers and your name. As of now, it was a parallel system. After doing an entry in the manual register, they were supposed to additionally, in parallel, update the property tax records. Right now, immediately, maybe the same system will continue. Going forward in next 10-20 days time, whatever is newly getting created in, what do you call it, mutations happening in e-Khata, we will start updating the property tax records automatically. But immediately it will not get updated automatically. You will get the e-Khata based on the mutation. But you have to tell the ARO to update your name and your mobile number in the property tax system.
So is it not enough if I wait now? Is there no automatic process online where it can be corrected? Do I need? I've already
You
paid my
get your
tax for this
e-Khata
month.
and you can wait for a month or 2 months, 3 months time. It will get updated.
All right, yeah. So I'll the best bet is since the
You get your
property tax
e-Khata
for
back.
this. All right, yeah. Thank you very much, sir.
From e-Khata, we'll update the property tax side, but not immediately. We want to ensure that we don't end up creating some mess there because of, whatever. So that protocol we are looking into.
Understood, sir. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah. With this, we come to an end of our session. I understand people still have questions. As I said before, we will be taking
Sandhya
this up.
ma'am, this is Punita here. I had queries mentioned which was not closed. If I missed, I'm not sure. Will I be allowed to ask it if you don't mind?
Okay, but keep it short, please.
Yeah. So very quick is if an owner is handed over a physical khata, PID is not issued. What is the next rule? What if the physical khata is it's so enclosed? So one is the owners have received a physical khata, very clear. But one owner has not got a PID. Other owner has got a PID with other owner's name altogether. Very complicated. Not understanding how to clear this. So will that help me? How it will be?
Your
What will be the
question
process?
itself is not clear to me. When you say the owner has handed over khata, if he does not have PID, how did he hand over the khata? Which khata?
Sir, one sec. Okay. So we are a new apartment. Builder has given us bifurcation. Owners went with the BBMP, got the khata changed to their name. Physical khata has come in the owner's name, like Punita Ryan Gowder. But my PID, when I go to pay tax, my name does not come. It comes as Vaishali Mehta.
I've already answered this question. Actually.
Okay, then
The
apology for that.
But I'm saying you get the khata in your name. Tax system updation, you can parallelly follow up or you can wait for a month or two. It will get updated after a month or two.
Apology for that.
You can get it. Even if
Okay.
your
And if
updation doesn't happen, you can apply.
Got it, sir. If PID is not received, physical khata is there, but PID is not issued. How is that also? Can be done through e-Khata.
You mean the tax ID is not created?
Yes, sir.
If you get your e-Khata, we'll trigger for the generation of the tax ID also.
Okay.
Right now, the problem is if you have khata, but you don't have PID, you will not be able to apply.
Okay.
We'll solve this issue separately. These are very peculiar case.
Okay.
Because we have made the property tax for the building or in a flat mandatory to get e-Khata. So here what you are saying, you have the khata, but you don't have the tax.
Yes, right.
Ma'am, I raised my question, ma'am. I have already flagged my question.
I think we have to end it.
Yeah.
So can we take any other questions?
One last chance, please. One last chance.
Sir, up to you.
One last question. This will be literally last.
Thank you. Yeah. Mr. Durai Rajan, last. Yes.
Generally, it's the same question. People, what I feel is everybody thinks their question is special, but nothing generally is special.
Yeah.
It's the same question coming in different forms. But anyhow, let us hear it.
Yeah. Please go ahead. Okay, I don't think the question is coming, but as I mentioned
you
again,
can note down all the questions sent to me. Yes. I'll try today, tomorrow, being a holiday, I'll try to find some time and answer all of them.
Am I not heard, sir? Am I not heard?
Please share with me the video of this thing also. I'd like to give it to BBMP. We'll put it on Twitter so that everybody gets benefit out of it.
No, my question is very short. I just want to understand that documents registered earlier to April 1st, 2004, they are not digitized. Is that so? In that case, we don't get e-Khatas if I apply?
See, I have already answered. This means this one thing Mr. Durai Ranjan tells me, you have never opened the online website. Okay, because specifically to this situation where a sale deed belongs to before 2004, the option exists and you just can upload your sale deed or registered deed and you still get the e-Khata.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
And even if you don't have a sale deed, you can say, I do not have the sale deed, but you'll still get the e-Khata.
Thank you.
Because there are people, we understand, who could be living in Bangalore for the last 100 years, inheriting the property from their father's time, they will not have the sale deed. So just you say, I don't have sale deed, as long as you had a manual BBMP Khata, we will give you e-Khata.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I understood.
Yeah, but be truthful. If you have a sale deed of 93, 92, 85, just scan and upload it. It's always good to do.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Yeah. Thank you very much, sir, for taking the time off. And it's been, I had said 1 hour, it's almost 2 hours now, patiently answering all our questions, whether it's repeated or whatever. So, again, congratulations on the fantastic work you people have been doing. I'm sure the sheer amount of work which has gone through, digitizing these must have been quite a challenge, and probably this is the first time in India this exercise has been done, if I'm not mistaken.
This is the biggest one, definitely. And I mean, I'll just say one thing, our whole efforts focus is put the control in the hand of the citizen. And one initial, handover trouble is there. But only thing we don't want is to hand over your property to an imposter. So that is the only reason we have put some checks and balances. But once the right fellow has taken over, we want to step out of the whole process. You get automatic approvals, you get everything automatic. Even inheritance we'll make automatic. How I'll tell you. Once you have an e-Khata, you upload your family tree at your convenience, and you say that after my death or whatever, I want the e-Khatas to be mutated as per this. Once you upload somebody uploads your the person's death certificate, we'll automatically inheritance mutation also. So we want us to be out of your life.
That's quite a thing to take up. Thank you very much, sir. And we look forward to more such engagement. And we are very appreciative that you have been very approachable. And we hope to keep the engagement going.
Yeah, please share the video with me. Thank you.
We will do that. Yes.
Thank you, and
Yes.
thank you to everybody
Video,
for
sir.
all your
Thank you very
happy
much.
weekend.
Yeah. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
so
sir.
much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.